Our next guest is a guy who is trying to bring great things to BYU football in 2017 and beyond. Geoff Martzen, BYU football recruiting coordinator. Geoff, welcome back to the set, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
The man behind Transfer U. So I've seen
I've
seen you tweeting out different news about players coming to BYU that are coming from different schools, and you always hashtag it Transfer U. What brought about this emphasis and that motion?
It's just what we do here is it caters to that age group. So, BYU football isn't necessarily the perfect fit for most high school kids out there. It takes a more mature, developed kid to, fit in and excel here.
Yeah.
So the idea that, these kids can make these decisions out of high school and, go to these other colleges and then realize, maybe I need something different. Maybe I need a few less distractions. Maybe I need to get my mind right and just go play football. And I think we bring a great opportunity for those kind of kids to just, limited distractions, get in here, play big-time football, and, make it to the next level.
I think that's been the consensus as we've talked to Jordan Leslie, transfer from UTEP, and Keanu Nelson from Stanford, Harvey Jackson from Nebraska. They said, we've kind of done that. We're ready to be men and grow up and take our lives to the next level, and I think that's a really interesting take.
Yeah, with Devon Blackman, that was huge. He went to Oregon and lived that life that everybody wants when they're in high school. They want to go and enjoy college and all that, and eventually you realize, like, okay, I got to get my stuff together. I got, one more chance to make this happen. Where can I go and not have these distractions and just play football and fulfill this dream? So that's what we're working on.
Geoff Martzen, BYU football recruiting coordinator on BYU Sports Nation. I thought your job, Brian and I were talking about this before the show, back in February when signing day was over. We thought that maybe you had merited a break, some vacation time, but it seems like you've gotten busier. Do you have any vacations scheduled?
Yeah, July. I'm looking forward to it. So
just one month.
One month and then we're there. No, it's slowed down a bit. All the coaches are on the road right now recruiting, so the office is more relaxed. The hours aren't necessarily as bad as they are, but the workload is probably just as high. I can just do some of it from home and that kind of thing.
So you're just taking it with you everywhere you go.
Oh yeah, always. As long as the cell phone's on me, I'm working.
Doesn't stop.
No.
Geoff, I've been a huge fan of yours, of what you've done and what you've accomplished so far. Being a transfer.
Yeah.
Double minority is what we
call
it.
I'm halfway there. I'm halfway there.
Yeah, you are halfway. You can go tanning a little bit, get a little bit darker. But I just want to know how are you going through this process when you're finding these transfers? I mean, it's very unique. Way of doing things.
Yeah, so we go in with a need, and obviously this past season we needed impact wide receivers to come in and play right away, and you're not going to get that from a high school kid. He's going to have to redshirt. He's going to have to spend some time in the weight room. So we went out and we found 4 guys that are going to come in and play right away. And the only way to do that is through transfers.
How do you find those guys?
I think it's a little bit easier when you're recruiting a guy from a JC, right? Because it's really open and it's fair game to every college. But it's a little bit different when you have the seniors that are transferring.
Yeah, how did that happen?
It's always a unique situation. So with Keanu, we recruited him hard out of high school. Ended up going to Stanford, but kept a great relationship with Coach Tidwell. So as soon as he realized that he wanted to move on from Stanford, he called Coach Tidwell, and we got that rolling. And then with Jordan, real similar thing, but with Coach Holliday.
Okay.
And then Harvey Jackson came through his AD. His AD is good friends with Coach Howell. So it's just, it's all unique situations. But as soon as we find out about them, we go get them.
It's all about connections and then closing the deal.
Yep.
And there's no secret to how you close the deal, Geoff.
We bring them on set here.
You bring them to BYU Sports
3 for 3. 3 for 3 right now. So.
This seals a deal right here. This is the final. This is it right here.
You guys are the closers, so we set them up and you guys knock them out.
Hashtag the closers.
Yep.
Hashtag transfer you. More importantly, all this success has gotten you some notoriety, and I know the coaches are giving you some credit. And from what I can tell, you're a guy that doesn't really enjoy the limelight, but you just want to do a good job. But has this affected you in a positive way, like maybe your dating life?
It's been better since the last time we spoke.
Yes,
it's been better since the last.
BYU Sports Nation karma.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, it was in pretty bad shape the last time we spoke. But
my wife has a friend that is available.
Really?
She is actually looking, and my wife is actually looking for her. And
Well,
so maybe we can set up a.
She can catch me on Twitter at Geoff Martzen.
We can. My wife is listening right now too, and maybe we can set up like a double date. Let's even do this. I see the golf cart.
Oh, I just got dropped off in it right now.
Oh, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do
Boom!
this. Let's go get some rims, like some 10-inch rims,
yeah.
shining up,
Yep.
and let's go pick them. Let's go pick them up.
Night out on the town.
and let's ride. Let's go play mini golf.
I'm in.
Putt-putt.
In
Double
the
date
BYU recruiting golf cart.
Yes.
And
I'm
if
in.
you haven't seen this
sounds
thing,
like a
it
date.
is.
It's the most epic golf cart of all time.
Explain the golf cart, how it looks.
So it's this giant 6-seat golf cart. It's got huge tires. It looks like it can go, all the way up to Y Mountain. It's awesome. We got it all decked out with the Y logos. Hey, you got to have things. Kids like things.
Dude, how awesome would that be? I'm dead serious.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Double date.
It's done.
Putt-putt mini golf in the golf cart.
Now you're a younger guy. How much did that play into your favor in getting this job when the coaches were like, he's a guy that can relate to a lot of guys that maybe some other recruiting coordinators can't? Was that a factor at all?
Yeah, I'm sure it was a little bit. I think more than anything were just my past experiences. It's you can't shy away from the University of Alabama. Boise State. It's
Yeah, and sorry, not to take away anything from your resume because your resume is loaded.
Yeah, Spencer.
That's
that was a fail. Fail, Spencer.
No. I'm sure that everybody likes the young, energetic kids. It's easy to relate to kind of deal, and the players can open up to you. It's helped for sure.
I know I asked you this back in February, but some people might not have been privy to watch that interview. Walk us through your typical day as the football coordinator.
So right now all our coaches are out on the road. So I'll set up where they're going, who they're going to see. They'll go see them, and then report back on what they found. Whether it's a kid we need to keep recruiting or move on, that kind of deal. So right now it's different than it was then. It's a lot of coming in and evaluating film. We're kind of past the initial identification stage. So we've found our guys. Now we just need to go see them in person, and it's just orchestrating all of that right now.
How are things looking right now on the recruiting front with the coaches out? You hearing good things?
Really good. Yeah, I think we had a great class in 14, and I'm banking on a better one in 15.
Better in 2015.
Better class.
Because you're right,
Yes.
the 2014 class was off the charts.
It was really good. It was not where we want it to be yet, though. So.
And the coaches, I've noticed, have had more of a presence in social media, on Twitter, as they've been out recruiting. Is that something that you kind of championed?
No, our coaches are they're tweet bots now. They're into it.
It's so funny. We got in trouble. We weren't allowed to have Twitter or Facebook or anything like that when we were playing.
Yeah, this day you just it's just about being seen. The more ways that you can be seen, the more ways you can get your story out and what you have to sell out to the people. It's whatever you can do.
Yeah, it can't hurt, right?
No.
It can only help.
No, well, it could
can hurt.
It could hurt.
Think before you tweet.
Yes.
Exactly.
Think before you push send.
That's true. That's very true.
Think it twice.
It can. Did you have to train the coaches at all on using Twitter?
No, unfortunately, I did not get that opportunity.
Unfortunately,
I wish I did at times, but no. They tweet. Everybody tweets on their own. Bronco tweets on his own. So
I wish you would have too. I see some that I kind of just scratch my head and I'm like,
No
maybe
comment.
I'm out of the loop on it, so I'm not too into it. But I don't think that looks right. But it's great though, to see. Coaches like Coach Howe and
Howe
and
gets
Coach,
after it, yeah.
Oh man, he tweeted the other day about DB transfer DBU, 7 DBs.
I don't remember the
transfer
last time
DBs.
we had a starting corner that wasn't a transfer.
Jordan Johnson.
Okay, before
that's my guy though. That's my guy. Yeah, no, you're right, and I like that pattern, and I like the transfers, and I think the biggest thing is what you guys have found is, it is the maturity.
Yeah.
You have guys that come in like myself that, on the outside looking in, you're like, oh man, I don't know if I could do this for 4 years.
Exactly.
And then you think, oh, I'm only here for 2 years.
Some of them it's 18 months.
Right.
You got to make it.
Yeah,
there's no reason, there's no reason that we shouldn't be bringing this free agency aspect to college football. Once you sign your NLI, it doesn't have to be over. You can realize you made a mistake and you can come here and we'll fix it for you.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. We're never out of the game.
You.
So.
Geoff Martzen, the recruiting coordinator for BYU football on BYU Sports Nation, making his second appearance, the first since signing day. But he has brought some of his players by, and we have closed the deal. Let's make sure that trend
Absolutely.
continues, okay?
Oh, yeah.
You're
Every kid
always
we bring
welcome.
here.
You're always
Every
welcome
kid.
on BYU Sports Nation. We've been talking about some fallout yesterday with the ACC announcement that they don't want to make BYU a Power 5 non-conference opponent and things like that. Does that really, and we broke it down, we don't feel like it has any effect because you can still schedule those teams. Makes Tom Holmoe's job a little bit harder,
Yeah.
but you can still schedule those teams. What does that do to your recruiting efforts, if anything at all?
I haven't seen anything yet. Regardless, we're going to play a national schedule. And
Yeah.
we're going to go coast to coast, and, we'll play anybody anywhere. So I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't think it'll take a hit. If it does, we'll adapt and figure out how we're going to fix it. But no, I don't think it's going to affect us much.
When you have a national schedule like that with teams like Texas and Nebraska and Michigan next year, okay, let's throw USC and Stanford into the mix in the future. What does that do to help you as a recruiting tool?
Oh, it's everything. If you're going to go to a Pac-12 school, you may never go, east of Utah. And we play at literally every corner of the map. It's just you're going to get to see the whole country. And not a lot of college kids can say that they did that.
That was my whole point of how appealing it is when you have guys like Nick Kurtz that pass up Oregon, USC, UCLA, these bigger schools, historic schools, for that schedule. You get to play in all different types of conferences.
Think about that. Nick Kurtz is going to get to play in Connecticut. He's going to get to play in Orlando against Central Florida. He's going to get to play in Texas and Austin, at Michigan,
at Nebraska.
Like that's
impressive.
That's pretty awesome.
Well, well, I'm not supposed to comment on that. Caught myself. There you go, Brett Pine. That's for you.
You got too comfortable with this.
Pause button. Yeah, well, that's a good catch right there, and that's why you're in that seat. Geoff Martzen joining us. He's the recruiting coordinator for BYU football. 2017 has kind of been tabbed a year of change now with the SEC and ACC excluding BYU as a Power 5 conference. But dominoes are continuing to fall.
Yeah,
it's so fluid. Where do you see BYU football in 2017?
Oh, man, I think all we could do is just trust our administration. I know Tom's going to get it right, whatever it is. Whether we get into a conference or we stay independent and make this thing work. I trust Tom. We all trust Tom to get it right, and he will. So, I don't see us falling off the map like people are saying. It's BYU football is going to be relevant.
What would you rather? Would you rather stay independent and get all the nice perks and flying everywhere and TV contracts, or would you rather personal answer? Personal answer.
You're putting Geoff on the spot, Brian.
I am.
Well, I'll risk it. I'd personally probably rather be in a conference. It's just takes all this headache out, but if it doesn't happen, we're making independence work too. So
the important part is you trust the administration to do what the best thing is.
Yep.
And that's where we are. Tom Holmoe is a very savvy guy, and if you haven't picked that up, BYU Sports Nation, then clearly you don't understand the athletic director.
Right.
He is tapped in.
Knows what he's doing. He's got the connections, and he's going to make it work.
Would that make your job a little bit easier when it comes to recruiting? Is that you kind of now maybe have more of a target area?
As far as conference affiliation, I think what it would do is we'd have more money, and that's what recruiting is. Who's got the brightest, shiniest stuff.
That's right.
So that's how it would help.
But you guys have iPads and things now.
We're good. Yeah, we're set up.
I walked into the room and there's like 5 60-inch flat screen TV in one room. I'm like, what the?
Not to mention the sweetest golf cart ever.
We do have the best recruiting golf cart in the nation, and I'll put that up against anyone.
I think the only suggestion I have with that is just some shiny rims,
some spinners,
some spinners. Bring the spinners back.
Yeah, we're gonna get the LED lights glowing underneath and get the sound system going. So
I'm hearing we had Zach Nyborg on. He's the new director of football operations at BYU. We had him on earlier this week, and I'm hearing that you two are perhaps scheming to one day take over BYU Sports Nation.
Tomorrow.
You want to take it over tomorrow?
Not one
That's
day.
a good day. That's a good day. That's a good day to take over.
We'll start you with the Saturday show.
Let's
not
go.
Saturday.
So you can
Saturday mornings with Martzen and
Saturday.
Nyborg. Let's go.
You'll actually have to compete with me a little bit because see, it's a slow transition right now. I mean, we started off very slow, and as you start to see, Cougar fans, I'm slowly starting to increase more and more and more. So, we may have to duke it out a little bit. But I wouldn't mind having you as a guest, though.
I don't know if your servers can handle me and Zach on behind the same set. We're gonna blow up the whole place.
Wow.
The ratings go through the roof.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll propose a three co-host deal here. Sorry, Spencer.
Spencer, you're out.
You're out,
Zach's in.
Spencer. We came down. We've ruled.
You know what?
Boom.
Just as long as you get me a royal blue BYU football polo, and I will sell
Yeah,
out.
I don't even have a royal blue.
Maybe a
polo.
ride in your recruiting golf cart. We'll talk about
He
it.
doesn't know. Spencer doesn't know the struggles. He doesn't know the struggles of going to the equipment room and trying to
It's
get
not
gloves.
just handed to you. It's not. You got to fight for it sometimes.
No.
You gotta fight
Even
for
as
it.
a player on scholarship,
Yep.
it's you're like, wait a minute. I thought this was part of the deal. Here, I need some gloves. You see this hole right here? I need to fix this.
Hey, would you mind signing our BYU Sports Nation
Absolutely.
Rise Up flag? I know you've been here before.
I got to
but
find
this-
Zach's signature on here, though.
This is new. Are you looking for Zach's? I don't
You
know
wanna
where
make it-
Zach's
you
is.
wanna make
They're
it
a
bigger?
billion.
I was just going to cross it out. And
Oh, okay.
Go right on top of it.
Your potential co-host, you're going to cross out his name?
It's a test though, because I'm gonna be the co-host. I'm gonna be the host, right? And then based off of the performance, we'll be able to choose. I would appreciate your vote though, Spence.
Goodness.
I appreciate it. Jerem too.
What is happening right now?
It's the takeover.
BYU Sports Nation takeover.
It's the takeover. See, let's just talk about us right now. Just us two.
Hey, let's all take a step back for a moment and realize what matters most, and that's what happens on August 29th.
Countdown to Connecticut.
105 days away from BYU Connecticut at the
go.
Rent in East Hartford.
Yes.
Started that thing at 238, man. We're down to 105.
105.
Can you believe
Almost
that?
in the double digits.
We will hit 100 next week. We'll be sub 100 next week.
Let's go.
I
I'm
know.
ready,
let's,
man.
Let's go.
I'm ready. I want to take this helmet right here and put it on.
Hey, Geoff, great to have you.
having
Congratulations
me.
on all of your success, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.